Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Tonight's episode, this is the one you want to hear. It's the question I get asked all the time. Emily, how do I spice up my sex life? It used to be so good and now it's just kind of blah. The answer, well, we're going to cover that today. But you got to get adventurous. You got to do something a little bit different. It doesn't have to be a huge gesture. You don't have to buy a sex jungle gym like I have. You really don't have to. But I'm going to tell you some little things you could do that will rock your sex life. Today's show, answering your emails on adventurous sex and giving tips to help you expand your sexual repertoire. There's just something about the fall that makes me feel like cuddling up with an old friend. And hey, you guys may have some fun memories too. Yes, I'm talking about the Intensity by Pour Moi. The Intensity is an amazing product that has made a serious impact on my life. Let me rewind a bit to explain. The Intensity was originally developed as a medical device to cure incontinence issues. You know, like you sneeze and you pee. Because these issues typically stem from a weakened pelvic floor, the Intensity works by applying gentle electrostimulation directly to that muscle group, giving you an amazingly effective Kegel workout. And you all know how I feel about Kegel exercises. And for a little plot twist, the makers learned that the product's only real side effect was an intense orgasm. So realizing the Intensity was a winning combination of utility and pleasure, they enhanced it with a powerful vibration and a clitoral stimulator. The result, much more than a sex toy. It's a product that has changed my sex life. I mean, G-spot orgasms, anyone? The Intensity combines two things I love and talk about all the time: Kegel exercises and orgasms. To find out how it can change your sex life, click on the Intensity banner on my website or go to pourmoi.com. That's POURMOI.com.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's gotta have her standards. Oh my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, I feel so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. It is your nonstop destination for all sex information, relationship information, and sign up for our mailing list because you'll love our emails that we send, I gotta say, right, Madison? We get the huge people, like your open rate. Like if you're a technical person, you'll realize that people actually read it, like our open rate is really high. And then randomly, I almost get more compliments on the email than people like, I love your email. They're like, your podcast, love your email. So to sign up for that, we give you like interesting stories. If you miss what's happened in the week, we send you the two podcasts every week, but plus different articles we've written, things that will help you, and it's a good time. So sign up for our mailing list. And also, I'm here with Anderson from the After Disaster podcast and Film Vault.
I'm from the
Why
Film
can't
Vault.
I talk about both of them? They're both equally amazing.
Oh, I thank you very much.
Dude, we've never gotten drunk together. I just feel like it's a rite of passage.
To get drunk with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Why haven't we been drunk and
We'll
had a good
party.
time? We're always
Good
here like,
time.
oh, stressed, or
No,
I'm stressed.
I'm drunk most of the time, so it's pretty easy.
Here?
No. As
After
soon as I'm
here?
out of here, yeah, I'm drunk.
Like in the car on the way home? You wait till you get home.
I like, yeah.
Hence why you
These
woke
things
up
are
at noon.
on. These things are on. These
The mics?
microphones, yeah.
Oh, okay, you don't get drunk
I
at
do
work.
not drink and drive.
Of course you don't drink and drive. Okay, so today's show is going to be, it's really important. I feel very, very strongly about the show. I'm going to give you a little sex in the news first, but I just want to say that, I have been trying to change a lot. I've been going through a lot lately, like in a really good way. Because
you
life,
seem very clear.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
good.
you did last week.
Oh, and this week, not so much.
You're slipping.
Well, because I couldn't, get the lights off in my rental car.
She comes in, she's like, I need a man's help. How do you turn off lights in a car?
No, she said,
True.
I need help. I need a man. And I
Yeah.
was like, those are two
I
separate
walked in.
problems.
I'm sorry to interrupt your Pac-Man game, but I was like, I need a
Galaga?
man.
I was playing Galaga.
Dude, I love Galaga. Can we play? I kick your ass
I
not to
will
be
beat
whatever,
the
but
hell out of you.
no, I had it in my house growing up.
Did you really?
So listen, what I'm
What?
thinking, my uncle owned.
Like an actual cabinet
no,
game?
let me tell you something.
You
my
ever bang
uncle,
the joystick? Sorry.
No, but it's not a bad idea. I didn't know to bang until I was like 20. I didn't know to rub against anything in orgasm. Don't get me started. So my uncle, I'm going to get back to this, what the show's about, but this was kind of major. As a kid, to have an uncle who owned pinball parlors. So when he had extra ones, we had 4 pinball machines. Listen to this. In the 80s, I had full-size Pac-Man, full-size Galaga or Galaxian.
No wonder you didn't discover sex. Guys were
playing
probably
video
coming
games.
over.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I
they're
thought
like,
they liked
oh,
me.
yeah, sit over there. I'm going to go play these
They're
games.
like, level 22 Pac-Man.
And you don't need to put quarters in. It's the
No,
greatest.
it was free.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good. That was the only good part of my childhood. So I've been thinking though lately because I've been doing a lot of just I went with my family for 2 weeks. It was a spiritual trip. I went to Tony Robbins seminar. If anyone knows about Tony Robbins, love him or hate him, however you find trying to make change in your life. I've been trying some things and it's hard. I try to meditate. We talked about this just when we came in because Anderson actually looks amazing. He's lost how many pounds?
5.
Do you not talk about this either?
I don't know.
He's lost a lot of weight. He looks great.
I'll go up and down, up and down. I'm down about 20.
He's very disciplined and he's very healthy. He's got the Fitbit, the whole thing. And I was just thinking about change is hard. And I've been trying every day to just little things like meditate twice a day. I try to write every day. Yeah,
I'm afraid of meditation because I'm afraid I'm going to fall asleep.
Well, you might. But
I'm always worried about being tired. You know what I mean? So the meditation thing seems like it's gonna make me sleepy.
Do you know that meditation actually gives you energy? Okay. And so the reason why the kind I do it twice a day for 20 minutes. The first time I wake up in the morning, and then I do it like 2 or 3, is because it actually gives you energy.
Okay.
So it's been great for me, and I've been on and off for years, but this is the most consistent I've been. But I just think it's just every day, just little changes, right? You do one thing. Like some days I don't do it. I don't beat myself up, but I'm trying to change and just different things. And so I think people listen to the show a lot. It's like this whole self-help thing. A lot of times you just, you're listening and you're like, yeah, you're giving good advice. I'm going to try that. And then there's like this gap. They're like, I hear what you're saying about tying my wife up, but like, I don't really know that would be art, So I thought, let's really try to help people tonight. I want to give you tips that you can actually use. Not that you can't use other ones, but that'll be like kind of like, oh, I get this. Like I could go home and try this 1, 2, 3. We're going to read a lot of tips tonight to kind of just make it different, be more adventurous, do something different. Because let's be honest, with sex, we all know the pattern.
I don't
Amazing
know
at the beginning.
what it is about you, but I think that they're pretty decent ideas, and I seem to always get these fresh new ideas when I'm doing a show with you. Yeah, and I just thought of something that you could maybe do that would be good. Is like have a series of shows. It could be standalone shows. They'd be Sex with Emily shows, but they'd be standalone, and they would be geared towards a guy like who has a wife who he wants to do certain things with, but he's not sure how to broach it, and there'd be like a code. Like you listen to this show with her, you just pop it on like casually, and you would gear the show towards talking about that, and it would bring them together, or vice versa.
Walk
if a
them
woman
through
wants
the exercises,
but it would be almost like a trick, like
Well, a lot of couples listen to my show together because they always email me and say, oh, we listen together, because I think I'm sort of the third party, like Emily says, so we should probably, But I see
But if
you're
they're
saying,
not open to that, maybe like have like a show, and the title would be like giraffe licking or something strange, like a code,
right? Like they think they're watching the Wildlife Channel,
and you tell the guys to listen to this one with your girlfriend, and if you want to like get into anal play or tying her up or something, because I really talk a lot about that on that program, and it might get her. Yeah.
Right, that's good. Yeah, and I could talk about like what the fears she might be having around it, and kind of debunk those. Yeah, I think
it. Especially the ladies. I think when they hear another like a normal, sane, smart woman,
right?
Especially somebody like you, powerful and a strong woman, strong voice, talking about something.
And like a way they can break it down. I like it. We'll do that. Let's do a whole series. I'll come in next week. We'll do like 50 of them.
Okay, cool.
But at the beginning of the relationship, we know it's like you have almost like 100%. Like if there was money involved, back guarantee that you will have great sex the first 6 to 12 months of a relationship. And then, you might even say like, oh, this is the best sex of my life. And then eventually, you're having sex all the time at the beginning, like rabbits. And then there's always that night. Madison, did you have this in your relationship where you watch the movie, because you always watch a movie and you never finish the beginning, like when you start dating. And one night you just finish the movie and you're like,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's okay. We still like each other. We're going to have sex, but tonight we watch the movie.
What's really funny is like I still go to that all the time. Like that guy who made the spreadsheet of all of his wife's excuses, and one of them, my favorite one was like, I want to finish watching the episode of Friends, and everyone's like, it's a rerun. How dare you? And it's like, I'm sorry. Sometimes I would really rather just watch a show without being pawed at. Like I just want to watch my show.
I know.
And it doesn't mean that I don't find you attractive. It doesn't mean I don't want to have sex with you. It just means like tonight, maybe I just want to watch a show and not be treated like a piece of meat.
Exactly.
And yes, we experienced that maybe about like 7 months into actually being in a relationship.
Right.
Like,
That's
actually
about
being like one-on-one.
Right. That's about right. That's about the time limit. You're like, okay, now we got to negotiate because at the beginning, like I said, you always want to have sex. Then you realize someone wants it more, someone wants it less. It can even switch at certain times. But no matter what, even if you don't feel like having, and that's fine, of course, for you to say, not tonight, honey, I'm watching, Rachel's new haircut on Friends. And I totally got it. I had her haircut, by the way.
Rachel.
Rachel's haircut, you had that?
I had the Rachel.
I could see that.
I
In the
wanted
90s,
the,
it was
I
short.
wanted the Rachel at like
You
age
did?
5.
Oh
I
my
was
God,
like, no,
right.
do that to me.
I had the Rachel. It wasn't cute. And then I had it again by mistake a few years ago. I was like, what? Did I tell you to cut the Rachel? It was a terrible haircut. But so I was just thinking that, right. And then, but you got to, of course, like compromise because if you said no every time, that would be a problem.
Exactly.
But here are just some little things, that we're going to get into that you can do to spice it up. We're going to give you like things that you can, like tangibles. And I like to hear that Anderson actually is learning a lot from the show.
I do.
But sometimes I think I just want to make it easy. I don't want to be like, oh God, I got about a red room, like, red room of pain. I know. What did I just say?
Red Room of Pain.
It's a 50 Shades reference.
Oh.
They think they got all that stuff. So we're going to get back to that
I didn't
in a
get to
second.
the end of that one.
Did you even go?
No.
Okay. That's
I had a girlfriend in high school. I remember she was a real pain in the ass, and she liked to watch cartoons after school. And when you're in high school and you got a girlfriend who lets you, do things to her, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And I wanted her to do things to her, and she's like,
All the
I want to watch the show. And I'm like, oh, okay, can you just watch the show and I'll do things to you?
Right.
And I remember she was just sitting there like watching this car. It was so creepy. She was watching a cartoon on the couch. And I was just having sex with her.
Like
she
Bugs
just,
Bunny. Seriously?
And she was like, almost like her arm underneath her head, just kind of like relaxing, watching TV.
Just what you're pounding away at
Zero-
her? How
zero
old was
reaction.
she? You don't even care when you're like 17, right?
Yeah, I was like 16. She was like 15, 16.
You don't even care. You're like, it's an orifice. It's a hole.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm doing this.
I don't need anything. Yeah.
I felt very shameful afterwards, though.
This is creepy. I've actually
And then
had
we
this
watched
experience.
T-Man.
You did?
I've had this experience recently where I was like, you can have sex with me. Like, I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah, like I'm just going to finish
Were you like
filming
doing
my
a
nails.
crossword puzzle or something?
No, I was watching, I think maybe they just put CSI Las Vegas
Yeah,
on Hulu
great.
Plus.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
well,
I
she
have
won't
a
be
new
having sex for a
obsession,
month.
Wow.
Yeah, that's strange. I would rather just say no. But you know what? You and I do that. To be honest, is the morning sex when you wake over with the dick in your back and you're like, okay, I get it. Like you want to have sex. I'm tired. If you just do it from behind, I'm fine. Like it's not that I hate it. I'm probably not gonna have an orgasm in the morning because I'm tired. But yeah, you have a boner already. Let's do it. I'm fine. And I lay there, but it's not like I'm sitting there reading or like texting. Although I have been known to take notes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
after
check your emails.
Sometimes I check my email.
Oh,
okay.
that's when you should send out your mass email.
What?
Newsletter.
Your
I'm having
newsletter.
sex.
Yeah.
Sex with Emily is actually happening
Yeah,
right now.
right this moment.
Write that down. That's
And to
a
make
great
some
idea.
typos.
I mean, you have no idea.
I'll be like, bzz, 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 like
that
I'll
could
like,
be happening. Yeah, you have no idea.
Dude, that's happened before. I know I've never had sex during the show. Okay, a little bit of sex in the news because we found some good ones this week. A Bluetooth vibrating implant could be the next big thing in sex toys. You ready for this?
Terrifying.
We've heard of Bluetooth vibrators, right? Like
Yes.
I got it.
Nua.
The Jeju,
Yeah.
the Nua. I actually plugged it in and charged it.
The Nua is the backdoor ones, the Dua.
Oh, the Dua. The Dua.
What?
There's-
Is it
okay.
really called a Dua?
Yeah.
There's a Dua and a Nua. And the Nua is for couples. It's remote control and Bluetooth. What, the
No,
Dua is for couples?
Yeah,
I'm
the
so
Dua is for couples. The Nua is for backdoor
Okay,
couples.
they're really cool. Jeju. It's a new thing. It has
This is
a
terrifying.
Why?
The terrorists are going to hack our wives and girlfriends.
No, they have to
Yes.
be
And what,
wearing
give
the
them
vibrator.
orgasms?
Yeah.
No, it's like
We're going to lose the entire country because
no,
our
I'll
wives
get
and
into this
girlfriends.
later. It's actually one of the. I'm going to
No?
explain to you what these vibrators are. We're going to lose. No, but they have to be wearing the vibrator at the
Oh,
time.
some of us know, but I thought it was like implanted.
Oh, this is
Oh,
the
this
new one,
part.
yeah.
Okay, here I go.
ISIS
So-
is hitting me again.
No,
Huh?
you're so right. We could totally like get all of the waves of all the pattern. Wait, what is it? Like, what would it be?
Jesus.
All the frequencies of
Yeah.
all of them and make every woman orgasm in
At
America.
the same time.
Dude, listen to this though. Horny women can rejoice everywhere because sex toy implants are going to be a thing. Imagine the ability to have your clitoris stimulated anywhere you go forever. Jezebel reports Bluetooth-controlled vibrating clitoral implants will become a huge deal. Fun Factory, and I love Fun Factory. They make, actually, I've been playing with their Amarino, which is a great G-spot vibrator. It's Amorino. It's awesome. Anyway, they make amazing toys. Love them. They are introducing the medical grade silicone implant called Orgasmia. Imagine that. I wonder how many like naming, meanings they had as a device that can be used on its own for hands-free orgasms. So just to go back to earlier, what I was saying is Bluetooth. Now you can control someone's vibrator from your Bluetooth. This is like in your vagina, in your clitoris. So Orgasmia gives women control over their arousal and pleasure. The motor nestles against the pelvis, and users report that they stop noticing it after only 3 to 4 days of use. They're just in excruciating pain at first. Inspired by the design of thermal electric watches, the device automatically recharges using body heat. As with all Fun Factory products, it's encased in medical grade silicone. It's encased in medical grade silicone, while the implant can be synced to respond to remote commands from a number of electronic devices, including many smartphones. And along with this thing that's implanted in you, they're also offering discrete remote controls designed to look like rings, watches, necklaces, more. So you could like control it through like your Fitbit watch.
So every time now, once this goes down, every time someone fiddles with an earring or something, I'm going to think, are they turning themselves on right now, literally?
But here's the thing. It's only being done by a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon. Of course. Not cheap. $6,500 plus the device, but it lasts a long time. A 20-year warranty for the motor, and Fun Factory will cover half the cost of upgrades. Okay, this just concerns me from a medical perspective. I mean, think about like IUDs. I mean, every night we get a call from someone on Loveline saying,
I have an IUD right now, and my body rejected it for like the first 3 months. It was like
it's painful. But an IUD is an implant that you put in, and it gives you birth control for
3 to 5 years, depending on the one.
So it's a commitment. So, but why? Like, first of all, if I had a thing in me that it was resting on my clitoris with I wouldn't go to work. I would just sit home and have orgasms all day. I mean, this doesn't sound... I mean, it doesn't say, is it for women? Now, if this was for women who are pre-orgasmic or couldn't experience pleasure and joy, but...
For people who have money. Yeah. Who want to spend it on weird shit.
I kind of want to do it just to try it, but I really don't know. I'm afraid of the pain. I got to talk to Drew about it. I think it's not good
It sounds really dangerous.
So dangerous.
I mean, getting the IUD put in hurt really bad. That doesn't even have a motor on it. Or
I'd be in the best mood all the time,
though. It's made by watchmakers? You have to wind it?
No. It's made by Amazing Sex Toy Line. If you go to goodvibes.com, code Emily, you get discount on all these toys.
Now, but here's the problem. Certain waves, certain things are going to trigger it by mistake.
Probably. It's brand new.
You're like, checking out at the supermarket, and all of a sudden it starts humming. You're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, in trouble? Is it really trouble?
Like she scans your bananas and it bangs.
What happens at TSA?
Yeah. I wouldn't trust my boyfriend to have like a control to my pleasure all the time. It'd be really mean.
And then if you break up with someone and they have the code.
We'd be like at dinner with my mom and he'd be like...
Let's see, that's the fun part. That's what I like, the vibrating. So this is like...
Because they already got the underwear that does that, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I've got the vibrating panties and that you put the thing in, and I've done that with my boyfriend. We went to a party, and he had the remote, and it's kind of hot. That's what I'm saying, you guys. You're going out with your partner. You've been together a long time. At that night, she's wearing the panties. You've got the little remote control in your pocket, and every once in a while, you're standing around talking to your boring friends that you see all the time, and you turn on the vibrator, and then you go have sex in the bathroom or on the way home. It's hot. But this, I'm not implanting it anytime soon. Yeah. Just saying. Okay, sexting stats show just how much Americans get freaky with phones. As smartphones have now become the norm, sexting is more happening all over the damn place. So who's doing it? How often are they doing it? And just what the hell are these people sending to each other? Well, now we have the answer to those and many other questions thanks to this brand new infographic.
The NSA?
Thank God for it. Exactly. The NSA is
They're going to let us know?
They're tracking it.
Exactly. They have an infographic, which, are great because you just have to look at pictures. Here's a few more interesting details that you'll learn from it. More than 35% of Americans admit to sexting. Have you sexted? Have you sexted, Madison?
Oh, yeah. I was sexting before it was cool.
But do you still sext in a relationship?
I usually don't instigate it. But yeah, like every once in a while during the day, I'll get like a random text message.
And you're like, I'm
hey
working.
There. Yeah. I'm like, all right, let's just save that spunk for home.
How about you?
I've been with my wife for a very long time.
See, this is why you need to send her a sexy text.
But before sexting, I used to send Polaroids to people.
In the mail?
Mm-hmm. Or just like hand them.
They get like a week later after the date, like with a pigeon. That's cute.
Slip them into their hand when you're like, bye, it was good seeing you. Just slip them a little Polaroid of your penis.
Was it your penis?
Actually, no, I did take pictures and have them developed by a place once. That's not smart. No. Back in the day, that's what we had to do, kids.
We did.
They can actually take them. Like, they can confiscate nudies that they process. Like, they're allowed to do that.
Right, but now that's why you use Polaroid.
We'll digress a little bit here, but I had a friend who actually worked at one of these places, and her first day working at the place, they said, all right, here's the number one thing. If you get any nudies, you make doubles, and then you put them in this book back here, and they had a massive book.
Oh,
where
just
they
for fun?
collected, yeah.
Like at Rite Aid?
They double them, yeah. They make duplicates.
Just for fun?
And then keep it in
That
this
seems really
giant
illegal
book.
in corporate
Oh,
America.
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
love it. Thanks. You want to get a job at Walgreens. Okay. 95% said sexual thoughts or ideas. 38% send sexy selfies. 36% explicit images. 32% said they started sexting between ages of 19 and 29. And 56% say they who have done it admit that sexting has improved their relationships. And those who are dating are more likely to sext than those in a committed relationship. And I think you people in your committed relationships here probably need to sex more than others. And what I'm saying is, not every day, but like I always say, foreplay starts after the last orgasm. So you could say, babe, last night it was so hot, or you looked so great this morning. I know you're like married, whatever, but women always want to hear that you're thinking about it.
Define sexting, because I think I probably do it every day.
I think you're awesome. Like last night's sex was really great, or you looked really beautiful this. I can't wait for this weekend when we can have sex.
Because my wife and my mom are right next to each other in my phone, and twice I have sent something very inappropriate to my mom. So
that's awesome. Wait, I think there actually is a statistic about how many people have accidentally sent something. Yeah, it's called like where is it? Oh, oops, sexting accidents.
Oh, that's funny.
16% of men have mistakenly sent a sext to a family member.
The last one I sent to my mom, this is a true story, and it was a joke, but I just out of the blue sent "I'll suck your dick for $1" to my wife, thinking it would make her laugh a little bit, and then my mom said, "No, thank you."
That could be worse, though. That is hilarious.
Actually, really fast, before sexting, I have a really funny story. I've never shared it before. I have to share it.
Go.
I accidentally booty called my dad during a booty call. Like back when your phone could like dial on its own, you could sit on it. I snuck out of the house to have sex with the guy. And while we were having sex, I guess my phone engaged. It was like in my pocket in a jacket that had got under my butt while we were having sex. And then we drove back to my house.
Oh, no.
And as I'm driving up, I see that my front door is wide open. And I can see the silhouette of my dad, who was a huge dude. My dad was like a football player. He was like a linebacker. Right. Taking up the whole doorway, looking like just scary as hell. And I was like, oh my God. I found my phone. And so I pull out my phone. We were probably like 5 minutes from my house where we were having sex. We had like parked in a discreet location. Mm-hmm. And so
that was good.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're like pulling up, and I was like, oh, I need to find my phone. I need to find out what's going on. So I pick up my phone. It says, call with dad, 13 minutes.
Oh.
And we had definitely been having sex about like 10 minutes ago. And so my dad is standing in the doorway holding the phone, just staring out.
How old were you?
I was like 18 maybe. Like, so I was like legally allowed to have sex, but it was still awful. He had for sure heard me having at least 4 to 5 minutes of sex.
Don't get over that. What happened?
It was awful. What? I made the guy drop me off down the block. I was like,
he's got to get the fuck out of there.
And so he dropped me off down the block. I walked up and he's like, where the hell is this guy? And he starts cussing. And
my
freaking
God,
out.
That's major.
Yeah, it was awful. But I booty called my dad during a booty call.
That is epic. That actually could be in Anderson's next movie or something.
That would be too much. If I saw it in a movie, I'd be like, come on.
No, I know.
Most really dads, I think,
you gotta lock the phone now.
He would have hung up, right? But he didn't.
I think most dads would.
How much did he hear?
Maybe he thought I was in danger. He heard 5 minutes at least, and then he probably heard me being like, all right, we got to get back. Because after we finished having sex, I was like, I got to go.
What do you think you heard, though?
I mean, he heard that guy climaxing. This is before the orgasm phase
of my life. What was that like?
I have no idea. I don't remember this guy at all, but it was probably like really quiet, and then I was like, all right, give me a cigarette, because I was super classy as an 18-year-old and used to smoke
That'd be great
sex.
if your dad was like more pissed about the smoking than he was about the sex.
Oh no,
I told you not to smoke.
Why are you smoking cigarettes? That's crazy.
Heart disease.
We never spoke about it again. Like, it didn't come up.
So
in the
funny.
rest of our
People have all these like traumatic things with their parents. Like, they walked on me having sex. They walked on me like giving a blowjob, and then they like, we never talked. We never spoke. Yeah. And then you know that your dad's like, every time they get over it. So my thing with this is, I think that I am not going to knock any way that you relate to your partner or anything sexual that's going to get you turned on and help your sex life. But I think phone sex, dying art, that was fun because it's not just words. It's like you can hear the voice and it's real time. So sometimes if you're sexting, you're not really sometimes you can, but it's like, how are you going to masturbate and sex with one hand?
It's hard.
The point of phone sex was that you'd both be getting off. Or sometimes you'd just be getting them off and I'd be lying but doing dishes but pretending I'm getting them off. I'd be like, yeah, babe, but what's that noise? I'm like, oh, nothing, just really wet here, Right. But I'm pretty good at phone sex. I can get people off. And I feel like you'd hear it. It's auditory But the thing is, so I think it's done. I mean, did you ever phone sex? No.
Yes.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, phone sex.
So I guess it's the same principle, though, and I think they're both effective. Here's why I like them both. is because there's something about being removed from your partner. And the reason why I think couples say it improves their sex life is because you can say those things that you can't say to your partner. Like, I see you right now all tied up with a ball gag in your mouth, roped from the ceiling, for example. And you might not want to say that when you see him.
Yeah.
But then she's thinking that's hot too. Like, that's another way to express your sexual desires. So that's what.
I never got the phone sex thing. I never got it. Or I call
You
those
never
976 numbers. I never understood.
I did it with people I like.
Yeah, I know. But like the guys, I mean, that was a real market. People would call, and it's just,
Oh my
I never
God.
understood it.
It's a huge market. I used to phone sex operators on the show, and they actually taught me how to do it. Pretty good.
Well, what does it sound like?
Oh God, you gonna do it with me? Okay. When I come back, Anderson, you have a moment. I got to give a quick shout out to my peeps, but I really think that you should have phone sex with me.
All right.
I've got the solution to a problem that more than 30 million women encounter in their life. I bet you know what it is. You've probably experienced it yourself. I know I have, and I know at least some of you have because you email me about it all the time. Yep, it's your ever-changing libido. Did you guess it? Not too long ago, I introduced you to Fiera, a brand new consumer device designed by a team of medical professionals to help women concerned with changes in libido or sexual arousal. The makers of the product asked me to try it for myself and experience its natural approach to sparking arousal, which I did, but we'll get to that in a second. The first thing you should know, Fiera is a one-of-a-kind product that gently stimulates the clitoris with mild suction. It's not a vibrator or pleasure product, so it's not made to bring you to orgasm. Just get you warmed up for intimacy with a partner or for solo play. You simply position it over your clitoris, and the mild suction holds it in place using a soft silicone seal. After a few minutes, the pressure begins to enhance blood flow, a major factor needed to turn you on physically and mentally. This product really works. I mean, it's been studied and tested more than any other consumer product I know of. 89% of women in their study reported to be in the mood after using Fiera regularly. 93% felt they were excited and ready for sex, and a whopping 96% said they were looking forward to being intimate again. How do you like those numbers? Based on my own experience, I can tell you that the study results don't lie. I felt the same way. I've definitely noticed a spark in my arousal since I've been using it. But like a good exercise routine, you have to give it a chance to feel the results. I recommend you use it at least 4 times in the first month to really feel the benefit. Fiera is perfect for women who are looking to increase their sexual arousal without drugs or hormone therapy. It's safe, easy to use, and for a limited time, Sex with Emily listeners can save $50 on a Fiera of their own. To order, click on the Fiera banner on my website or visit Fiera.com. That's Fiera.com and enter code SWE2016 at checkout. This discount is only good until December 31st, so don't wait. Let's get into some adventure sex. So we got a question from a listener, which is going to tie in. How to keep the fire alive. Hey, Emily, I'm 20 years old. I'm a 20-year-old man. I'm 20 years old, actually. I'm not a man.
20 and he's working on...
No, it's a woman.
Okay.
It's a woman, actually, whatevs.
The fire's
and I'm
going
from
out
Australia. And I so appreciate it, actually, because I've been asking people, and I love when you do this, if you give me your name, and you don't have to use your real name, and your age, and where you're from.
Social.
Excuse me?
Your social.
Social security number?
Yeah, and your social security number and credit card. Cool. And the number on the back. I love your show heaps, and it's totally eradicated much of my fears about sex that I gained from going to a Catholic school. Ooh. Anyway, I've been with my boyfriend for 4.5 years, and we've lived together for nearly 2 of those. We have a pretty great sex life, and have experimented with a few things, including a massage candle and the Form 2 Jimmy Jane vibrator. Love it. My question is whether you have any tips to keep the awesome sex and attraction going, as I am worried that due to our young age and that both of us were virgins when we met, that it will be difficult to keep the fire alive as we go forward. Any tips or advice? Cheers from the Southern Hemisphere, Rebecca.
Yikes.
So this, I know. Well, Rebecca has spawned this entire show. Because I'm going to lead into now some ways that not only Rebecca in a longer-term relationship, but even if you're in a relationship for a month or you've just slept with someone, these are things that you can use across the board. It's because desire in life is kind of fickle. Like lust is fickle. Desire changes in a relationship. Sometimes, like we were saying, you want it more than your partner. And, you know, at the very beginning, you have the best sex of your life, or so you can think. And then the next month or 10 years, you might get bored. It's like same old, same old. And so the deal is think about, we were talking about this, right, Madison? Like your favorite meal.
Yes.
What's your favorite meal?
Oh, you were asking me. Sorry.
Yeah. Besides penis.
I do love a good cock sandwich, but no, I'm a vegetarian. So probably my favorite meal would be like a good veggie. Oh, a black bean burger.
Black bean burger.
I love black bean
you
burger.
love them, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, if I was like, Madison, look what I brought for you tonight.
Are you vegan?
So excited.
A black bean burger.
I'm actually a pescatarian.
Oh, you eat
Everyone,
fish.
like a made-up word,
no one
yeah.
eats anything in my outfit. They don't eat everything, I guess.
Brie Olsen, she's a porn star and she's vegan, but she swallows a lot of semen, so I think that she's not vegan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's got to have some dairy in it.
Right.
Guys, my friend. Okay, can we go back to semen? And will you remind me? I have a really funny semen story. Okay, so we use this. We often use this analogy. Okay, well, first of all, what if I said to you, "Okay, Madison, but that's what you're gonna eat for the next 6 years for dinner and lunch."
Probably cry myself.
Right?
Sleep.
Exactly. Every once in a while, you'd be like, "You know what? I miss cheese puffs."
Yeah.
Or I miss chocolate.
So she needs to get a new boyfriend.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is when it comes to
Immediately.
monogamous sex, it's like having the same meal every day for the rest of your life. So no matter how great sex it is, it can feel like a routine. Long term, short term, all of it. So that's why we're doing the show, to help you with love and romance. And so a lot of times, this is what I was saying earlier, is that when you hear me say adventurous or new things in bed, you ought to, if you're me or like a lot of people who are trying to get help, they think that's a lot of work. Or Emily's going to make me buy a butt plug. I know it. This is going to be really hard.
And having sex.
Exactly. And they're like, I'll listen to it, but I'm not going to do it. So I'm giving you, this is stuff that you can actually, and I want you to do. Like one of them this week. Can you pledge to me that one of these things, it's like ripping a Band-Aid off. You're like, how do I do this? Just do it. Okay. So, and it's a great way to get started, trying new things, exploring new desires. I'm getting to it, dude. See how excited you are? Baby steps. So, and here's the other thing why I'm breaking it down for you. Because you know, like when you're in yoga class or your exercise class, Madison, and they're like, you could modify this. They say like, okay, you could do it on your hands or you could go it on your knees. Like these are all good. These are like modifications. So I'm going to tell you some things. You could be like, well, I don't want to be, I don't want to do knife play and have her throwing knives in my face, but it might be nice to have my hair pulled. Okay. So when I say like think outside the bedroom, oftentimes in a relationship, you have sex in the same place all the time.
Public sex.
Public sex is great. Yeah. So move outside the norm. Even if it's like, so I'm going to tell you, hotel sex, amazing. Switching up location, so great. So first I had a Cosmopolitan magazine email me this week and for a press request. They're like, hey, why is hotel sex so great? I was like, it is my favorite thing in the whole world. Like, I wish I could live in a hotel. Why is it so great? And I thought about it. I was like, well, you can be as loud as you want, as messy as you want. It's like your new sheets, because you know what I mean? Like a new bed, a new sheets. It all feels good. It's fresh. And it's just, you're looking at new things. You're not looking at your dirty dishes and you're away and it's different and you can have amazing sex.
It completely gets you out of any rut you might be in. Everything's new.
Totally. Everything's new. But if you're like, we can't afford it, well, like maybe you should have sex in your living room. In your backyard. Do it just anywhere different. So this is just the point, is that switching up location is key to just making things different. So like having sex on the washing machine during the spin cycle. Ever tried that?
You've done that.
I have done that. Mm-hmm. It's in my book actually too, so I had to try it. And the reason why is because when you do something spontaneous and you're like, hey babe, let's meet me in the kitchen, that increases the lust factor and adrenaline because it's something new and it demonstrates that, you want to have them right there, right now.
So and the ball's in her court. I mean, she needs to kind of take it. She's the one who's worried about it. And chances are the guy will follow whatever she's into.
Right. Well, that's true. Well, I'm actually not answering Rebecca's email specifically because thank you for bringing it back to her. But that's, well, okay, we should go back to this. She's saying that she should share this with him, Yeah, it's not in her court. It's in both their courts. Because if it's only in her court, she'll be the one making all the,
But it sounds like requests. She's the one who's up in her head about it.
Yeah, which is great that she's thinking ahead of time. This hasn't even faded yet.
They're both virgins, though.
I know, and they're 20
years. It's too young. What are you guys doing?
Well, see, I don't want to say that, but they are very young to be together.
Speaking from a guy's point of view.
He's going to want to sleep with other people.
Yeah, because he's not going to have anything in his Rolodex to think back to. Except for her.
Do you think that's a requirement that every guy needs that?
Absolutely. Got to go out and fill those banks.
He's got to get some strange.
Yeah. Need some strange. Add it to the memory banks.
I just think
future play.
I think you're right. That I think that you shouldn't get married before 30.
But back in the 20s when we died at 40, it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Get married 25, you got a good 15 strong years together. It's awesome.
Yeah, Deadwood days.
Yeah,
but not anymore.
Not anymore. Now we're together. You can have multiple, whatever. I just think I think you don't really know yourself in your 20s. I think 4.5 years. And what happens is you get addicted to these relationships because you really grew up in them. You know each other's families.
Yeah, any kind of change at that point in your life just seems devastating.
Right.
But
She's
it's
like,
not.
I can't imagine
inevitable.
without him. But I like that listen, Rebecca, whether you stay with him or not, these are going to be great tips for everyone moving forward in your life. So also get some sexual inspiration. I'm a huge fan of watching porn with your partner. A lot of people watch porn, and it's secret in relationships. A lot of times guys are like, it's my thing, or a lot of women. I mean, I hear this daily from women, peers of mine, friends of mine, my age. They're like, why is he watching porn? We're having amazing sex. Does he want me to be blonde with big boobs? Do you have that? What?
Oh no, it's just funny because my boyfriend is such a horn dog. When one time he was like at class and I had his laptop and I was gonna torrent something, and so I looked up Pirate Bay and I typed in PI, and his search history pulled down the first thing, and he would kill me if I told anybody this, but whatever.
Tell me now, we won't tell anyone.
It was pink teen pussy. That was like the first thing that I saw.
Wait, that's what he actually typed that in?
He typed in. I was like,
Pink
it's so
teen.
specific. I have a picture on my phone. And it was like, I went to type in PI for Pirate Bay, and the first thing that popped up, his computer was like, you mean pink teen pussy. And I was like, what? And so I texted it to him. It's a online torrenting
Pirate Bay's
site
how you
that
torrent.
It's
no
to
one
steal
uses
things.
because I don't steal things.
Oh. Em, you got to like this because you say I never give you anything. Here's something.
Oh.
When the wife and I first moved in together, she was doing it was before I was like savvy on the computer and I learned incognito mode and all this things that every man
Clearing
should
the
know.
browser.
I mean, there should be a class in high school now for dudes.
Totally.
Absolutely.
But before all that, and we were sharing a computer, and she was laughing about it. She thought it was quite funny. But I looked up amateur facials. I was drinking. That was what I was into. She saw that. And her initial thought was, "Oh, how sweet! He's learning how to do like a cheap facial for me."
He got like a cucumber formula.
She thought that's what it was for.
Oh.
And then she realized what it was. She was disturbed for a second. Then she started laughing about how ridiculous it was.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I thought it was so funny because it was so specific.
Pink
I was like, you really you went right for it. And he was like, it's because I'd seen like a porno that was titled that, so I wanted to re-find it.
Oh yeah, sure.
And I was like, are you sure that's
kind
not
of
your
redundant.
specific
Most
taste?
teens
I know.
tees are pink.
Nobody wants teens.
Yeah, but I sent him a picture of it. I took a picture of it on my phone and sent it to him. Was like, hey, so
Horrifying.
your computer, and he was like, oh my God, he was so worried that I was gonna be freaked out. But I thought it was really funny because I know that guys watch porn. Like, it's just a normal thing.
You're okay with it.
Yeah, and it doesn't bother me. Maybe that's a generational thing. Maybe people like a little bit older
No,
than me.
it's not a
No, it's
generational
all
thing.
ages. I hear it from my friends who are in their 30s. I hear it from friends in their 20s that it's confusing, but it can be a great way to spark a sense of adventure and a big turn on for both of you and get you both revved up, because it's great to learn about both of your sexual preferences. Now, for example, Madison, your boyfriend might come home and you might say, you know what, babe? I don't want pink teen pussy tonight. Let's try to find something that works for both of us.
Big black cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Do
scary.
that one.
That's
exactly.
like
Be
the
like,
reverse
honey,
opposite. Old black cock.
hey, let's split the difference. I get big black. No, but it's like, I mean, I actually did this the other night with this guy that I'm dating. I was like, he was telling me about a porn that he watched. Oh, because I always talk about the magic wand. Oh, because it's amazing. And the magic wand vibrator that we know. And so he's like, oh, I was watching a porn the other day and I saw the magic wand. And we played with toys and I was like, cool, I want to show it to you. And he showed me that, like, he looks it up. We're in my bed. We grab my computer and we watch it together. And it was super hot. It was one of those kink.com videos where it was like she was all tied up. And
I looked up some of that kink.com stuff.
Yeah, it's
How
good.
was it?
It's bizarre. Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean,
And it opens up with a castle thing. Is that a castle? A real
I've
building
been
out
there.
there?
I had a party there once. It's a
What?
San Francisco guy, Peter Ackworth, who started it. Amazing.
My hair cutter was telling me the girl who cuts my hair was really into all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. It's mostly hardcore BDSM.
A lot of public weird stuff. Like they just take a girl to a laundromat and they start banging her, and like there's like people in there washing their clothes, like taking
totally.
pictures.
But that's all on set there. It's a really cool place. But the thing is,
Don't
is
ruin
that
it.
what? Oh no,
ruin
it's
it.
not real. But afterwards, they have the girls on who are like, "No, I really enjoyed that." Like she looks like she's like about she's being fixated, but they're all down and it's consensual. So this was cool because I saw what kind of porn turned him on, and this one worked because it turned me on because I love my magic wand. We watched it together, and then I plugged in my magic wand and we had sex and like kind of did what we saw on screen. So you might just want to go to like Good Vibes After Dark, has a lot of great porn, or just go to whatever site you go to. If you guys peruse together for a few minutes, I'm sure you could find something. Maybe she likes lesbian porn, which is common, and watch it together. And it's a great tool because you learn new moves and tricks, and it's something different to do.
What What if you're like a little uncomfortable with your significant other and like you don't really know how to broach it?
I think that if you're uncomfortable with it and porn's never come up.
Yeah.
And I think you should say, so I'm wondering, do you have any, well, this brings me to another point here, which would be I'm going to bring you down to another tip here that's going to answer your question.
Are you sure?
Make a sexy bucket list. Okay. I love this because.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Communication, key to exciting, sex life. And when you share your fantasies and desires with your partner, it increases your intimacy.
Don't lead with threesome because that'll upset
No,
her.
I know. Don't you guys use some discretion, okay? Like your hot best friend coming over for threesome, not going to work.
Jessica, get her
and
over.
And new sexual exploration. So couples find it daunting. So you can make a game out of it and sit down with your partner and you make up sexy bucket lists. So you write down new things you want to try. So like you each could write down 5 and then change it, exchange it. So you can be like, I wish we had rougher sex. Like, I wish we made out more. I wish I could tie you up to the ceiling. I don't know why I keep saying that because I was watching Kink.com. I was watching Kink.com.
You could write them down on like little Post-its or little index cards too. Yeah. And each index card has its own and then you could do them one by one.
Yeah,
almost
each
like you're
night
playing
pick
cards.
One out of a hat.
Yeah.
Right. So you could say, I want to watch porn together to see what turns you on.
Right.
That's a great way to do it.
That's a great way to do it.
Thank you, honey. I told you I would answer. I know sometimes I don't go back around to the question, but I did.
I thought we're going to go back to jizz too, but I thought about it
right
as I was asking
story.
you. And I came up with another decent thing you could do is you could, it's a little devious, but you could have a Netflix sleeve and then slip in a porn and be like, hey, let's watch the movie we got from Netflix today, honey. And you pop it in and you go, oh, this is the wrong disc. But then it's on.
She'll never believe you.
Honestly, just pick Blue is the Warmest Color. That movie was filled with lesbian sex.
Yeah.
And just put that on and be like,
brutal.
Oh man, how did this happen? What do you think about it?
That's true. Right, exactly. And that's a great point because some women might not be ready for porn. So this is how we modify. This is how we modify. Look up the sexiest love scene in movies like Y tu mamá también or
Mama.
9.5 weeks. 9.5 weeks. You could start there.
While working.
And then move into hardcore porn. No, yeah. I mean, see what it is. It's a sexy bucket list. Great way to do it.
Wide shut.
Me and my boyfriend watched Hollow Man together, and we found out that it was both of us when we were younger. We saw Hollow Man and thought it was really hot. That whole thing of him being invisible and
the naked raper. The invisible raper,
her blouse and everything. So that was our code word. We'd be hanging out with friends, and he'd be like, "Do you want to go watch Hollow Man?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." This is when we first started hooking up, and we'd be like, "Yeah, let's go watch Hollow Man." And that was our code word for we're gonna go hook up.
Emily.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man, I get it.
That means
I totally get it. I'm glad.
Hollow me out.
Hollow me out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I forgot it. Okay, do you guys watch porn, Madison?
He watches more porn than I do.
You're not that into it.
No, I mean it's not that we're not that into it. It's just that I don't know, our porn tastes are different. He likes point of view, hardcore banging, and I like more
this is the
conundrum.
Pink team pussy is what he likes.
Yeah, exactly. And
let's not mess around. Let's not beat around the bush. We know what bush he likes.
Yeah, no bush.
No bush.
That's the trick here.
God, no bush. Do you think the bush is coming back?
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, so here's one more thing. Voyeurism. So, we were talking earlier about video chatting. That's another thing. We've got sexting. We've got phone sex. Video chatting, just using on your phone, Skype, GChat, FaceTime. It's not just for long distance. So couples in the same area code or in the same house, if you're feeling lazy, you're downstairs watching TV, it's really hot for virtual sex. So because there's elements of voyeurism and exhibitionism, and a lot of women get really turned on by that. It's a top fantasy for a lot of women. So you can watch her touch herself, tell her what to do. She can watch you. And if you're not sure how to start, some women say it's hot when she's watching porn, if you guys are watching together and she's watching a little porn, so it makes her feel less awkward. It's something to get you both in the mood, and she's watching porn while you're watching her. But I also think just getting started, telling her what to do, or you guys both get undressed together, and that can lead to one of my favorite sex tips, mutual masturbation. Because there's a lot of couples who have been together for a long time and they still are I don't know what the hell turns their partner on. And so if you're watching each other touch yourself, you're oh, she goes up and down on the clitoris, or she never touches her clitoris, or he grabs his balls and I've never touched his balls. I didn't know that. It's a great way to learn.
What accent was that?
I don't know. I made it
didn't
up.
know it touched the ball.
I made it up.
Role playing. She's role playing.
Right, I'm role playing. Role playing is really hot too, and I know that you think, okay, this is kind of weird. Well, I can't say this.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
No, it's too late.
But I did dress up. Okay, so another thing, I had a really fun weekend.
Right.
So this guy I've been dating who never used a sex toy in his life, before he met me, nothing, ever, ever, ever. I've had a wedge for a long time from Liberator, like a really nice black label. Okay, so do you know what a wedge is?
No,
it's a sex wedge.
It's like furniture.
It's sex furniture, and it's an amazing thing because it's a wedge, and a lot of women, in order to have experienced the most pleasure and to have orgasm, their bum needs to be lifted. So it's like literally like a wedge, like a pillow, and so your butt rises on it. And this one comes with cuffs too, like handcuffs. Like they have so much stuff if you go to Liberator.com. And so I've had this wedge in my garage, so we opened it up and we like used the wedge, and it was hot because it was like you're elevated and you had like the cuffs and stuff like that.
Suspended from the ceiling?
I was not suspended from the ceiling, but I'm going to work on that soon because I think that would be really, really fun. And I also tried.
Russian landlord would love that.
Oh my God, my Russian landlord. But now I don't know what to do with the wedge because it's so big. Not to mention my Sybian.
Put it on the curb.
Do you know I got a Sybian?
I was going to bring up the Sybian right now. I didn't know if I was going to be stepping on the wedge. You got to just get rid of like your lazy boy if you have one. Just replace it like a couch with it.
It's like I'm trying to figure out like if anyone's. I'm not really great interior designer.
Sybians are expensive.
I know. I'm one of 3 people who've gotten a free one.
Wow.
I'm so honored. It has a million attachments.
The other 2 are like Barack Obama and who else?
Yeah, Barack Obama's in the White House, but he's got more room. Like, the thing is, if I had a separate room, I would have a sex room. Yeah. I know, yeah, exactly. So I got that. And then one more tip I just want to say here is, this is another thing that came up for me lately, is giving her oral sex from behind. A lot of men do oral sex the same way when she's lying down. But if you only do that, it's time for a twist. So next time you're going in for the oral, as you should be doing, if she likes it, switch it up, get her on all fours, and then perform oral from behind her. You could either do it just like licking behind her, or you could lie underneath her on your back with your legs like facing away from her body. And it's an unexpected sensation. It feels different, actually, because you're coming at it from a different angle. You're sucking on the clitoris and using your tongue from different angles, which, since the clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings, it feels a little different. So those are some tips. Role playing's fun. What else do we have in here? We have a little anal play. I think we covered a lot of it.
Yeah, we knocked out a bunch, and stuff that we usually don't talk about. That's like the big thing, is I feel like people expect us to say certain things.
I thought we got to go. You want my ejaculation etiquette story?
Semen, we got to do it.
So I was on so I was on a podcast the other day. I called in, and it was funny. It was called Detroit Cast, right? That was the name of it. And they're from Detroit. Funny enough, the 2 guys who host it, they're nominated for a podcast award. Sorry, Anderson. And so they called. They're like, "Hey, I heard they know my brother. They're in Michigan. I heard her sister's hosting the awards. I get on their podcast the other day. We all went to the same high school, which is interesting because I went to Rando High School. And one of the questions they had for me was basically ejaculation etiquette. When I want to come on a woman's face, do I ask her first or do I just do it?
Ask her.
And I was like, you've got to ask her. You know, you've got to ask. It's like if someone's grabbed you and started like spraying like SPF on you or something. Right. You're like, what are you doing? Like, I'm already have enough SPF. Or like if you're putting anything in someone's body. I don't know why I thought of SPF, but because if someone started spraying me, it'd be weird. You got to ask them.
Or if you're real smooth, bring it up like at dinner somehow.
Yeah, no.
Angle it in.
I'll be like, babe, I can't wait to come on your face later.
Yeah, once you let that stuff fly
in
your
the
face?
moment, just be like, hey, babe, can I come on your face? So I was talking to my married friend last night about the same thing. Came up twice in a day, so I figured it's newsworthy. And they've been together like 10 years, and I was like, she's like, yeah, and sometimes he just wants to come on my face. I was like, okay, well, what do you do? She's like, sometimes I say yes, sometimes I say no. I said, well, what is the deciding factor? Like, how do you know when? She's like, I don't know. Sometimes, like we're about to go out and I know that they'll be on my face and like I do my makeup. And sometimes I just want to say no because why should I say yes every time? Mix it up. Right. But most time I say yes, she says. 2 out of 3 times.
Give her.
Just want to tell you about ejaculation etiquette, which is important to ask. Don't just come on our face.
Ejaculation etiquette.
No, I mean, it's
we have a show called Ejaculation Etiquette if you'd like more information.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she said, it's so fattening, isn't it? And I was like, no, it's good for you.
And not only that, it's supposed to be really good for your skin. Like, if you have breakouts, they say, like, to dabble a little bit on your breakouts.
Say, teenage boys say.
No, I mean, actually, there have been studies coming out.
They're like, take my ejaculate around your face.
Wait. There's somebody actually paying money for that study, or poor women, people are just slathering semen on their face to see if it works?
It's science.
Science,
and Heather Locklear.
She does it. Her skin looks awesome. Okay, Anderson, check him out on the Film Vault.
The Film Vault in the After
podcast. Check Madison out, and we're gonna do a little video right now of the show. Also, find me Instagram, Sex with Emily. And I would love it if you, Facebook.com/Sex with Emily, and also Twitter, Sex with Emily. It's all Sex with Emily. Love hearing from you. Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. And also, if you like the show, review it on iTunes. I know you already subscribed. Check it out. Tell us what you think. And I love you all. I could not do this without you. Thank you so much for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. It's hard to believe, but holiday shopping time is here again. I know, it's so stressful trying to find the perfect gifts for everyone you love. Just thinking about it makes me anxious. But let me let you in on a little secret. You know who should be at the top of your list? You. And nothing says I love me more than gifting yourself with the Magic Wand Rechargeable. I've said it before, but the Magic Wand was part of my life long before it was part of my show. Now it's time to make it part of your life too. For more than 30 years, the Magic Wand has been the trusted massager that women around the world reach for first. Time magazine even selected it as one of the top 10 most influential gadgets of all time. The Magic Wand Rechargeable delivers all the power of the corded version, plus the convenience of being completely cordless. The full-size design makes it incredibly comfortable to use and offers 4 intensity levels and 4 great vibration patterns. So put the Magic Wand Rechargeable at the top of your self-love shopping list and maybe get one for your BFF while you're in the giving mood. To order yours today, visit magicwandoriginal.com or click the Magic Wand banner on my site. Okay, guys, turn your volume down for the next minute. I need to tell the ladies something. Go ahead, trust me. It's for your own good. All right, ladies, it's just us now. And I have news for you. Your guy loves to masturbate. Hey, it's natural, healthy, and necessary. Let him know that not only are you cool with it, but that you really want him to enjoy it too. Surprise him with the #1 selling toy for men, the Fleshlight. Fleshlight's toys feel so real that they are truly the next best thing. They have models created for every preference you can think of. Models that are perfect for travel, and one of our favorites, the Quick Shot. It's an open-ended sleeve that we like to call the hand job helper. And don't think your guy is the only one who will benefit from a Fleshlight. Their famous stamina training unit is all about helping guys learn to last longer in bed. This is the gift that keeps on giving. So if you really want to turn him on with a Fleshlight. It'll be a surprise he won't forget. Just go to sexwithemily.com and click on the Fleshlight banner right now.